This 2013 Audi A6 was once $60,000 when it was new, and I was able to buy it for only $1,800. And you might be wondering, how is that even possible? Because if you look at the car, it looks in very good shape and it has never been crashed and it's a clean title. How could you get this car for this low, right? And let me show you around the car. Can you imagine buying all of this for only $1,800? It's basically a free car, and I'm happy to have it. If you look inside, the car is in very good condition as well. There's no tears in the seats. The leather on the steering wheel looks very good. The dash looks good. Like, it's just a little bit dirty, but not even close to what I've seen before. This is quite good. Let's have a look under the bonnet. This is the V6 engine that is very famous on Audis because it has a supercharger, and a lot of people can customize this to get more power. In stock form, this has about 300 horsepower, but some people were able to change the pulley and obtain more air from the supercharger, and this way you get more power. And some people were able to even get about 500 horsepower out of this engine. But for us, this is not what I'm gonna do with this car. I want to have it running and clean it very well and make sure that this can be used as a daily driver. But if you look here, there are good signs. Even though it's dirty, to me these are good signs. I don't know if you know this, but when you buy a car, you would like to see a dirty engine bay in some ways, because that tells you that it hasn't been worked on and it's mostly in its original shape. And when I look at the car, I look a lot at these bolts, because these tell the story if the fender was ever removed and if it was crashed in the front. These tabs from the headlights are important to see them as in one piece, because a lot of people will plastic weld them instead of replacing the headlight if it wasn't a big deal. These plastics, they're all intact, and as you can see, even the pins here, they have the Audi logo on them, so that's good. It's original. Here as well, you can see this is original bolt. These haven't been removed as well. And how do I tell that? Because the bolt still has the paint inside of it. If you use a tool on it, the paint will come off, so you can clearly tell. Plus, when you reassemble this, it will leave a mark where the bolt was before and where the bolt will be sitting now. So it's clear that it has no marks there, so it wasn't removed. So that's a good sign, right? Yes, it's all dirty, but that's okay. Now, let's have a look around the car and see if we find anything that might be out of place. The bumper looks original, it looks all intact, no bumps, no scrapes, which is amazing considering the age of this car. Then the headlights are in such good condition, like this car was garaged or something, because they're not faded in any way. They're just good. They look very good. And that's why I couldn't even resist buying this thing, because everything looks amazing. The wheels look very clean as well. I mean, just barely any scuffs right here. But, oh, that's actually not even a scuff. That's dirty. So, it looks very good. I don't know about the brakes, but yeah, the disc has a tiny bit of a lip on it, but nothing to be concerned with. Look at this interior, like brand new. It's completely intact. It's like nobody sat on these seats, and also the floor is quite clean. Look at the door card. There's barely any marks at all, like it's new. And it feels very good as well. Again, everything looks really well. No scuffs, no marks, no nothing. The lines are very straight. It looks like nobody has worked on this car before. You can tell that that's original there. I think this was never in any accident or anything like that, and it's not even that dirty. We have a problem here with the filler cap. Now I don't know exactly what happened here, but clearly somebody was trying to hold this thing back, and I think that this thing just broke out of its place. Or is this still some type of tape? Yeah, somebody tried to glue it back together. Yeah, you can clearly see, and it's just this that's not working anymore. And this shouldn't be a big deal to replace. And there's some water in here, so this hole is plugged. We need to unplug that. Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised how well this looks. And look at the doors, they shut so nicely. Like, it's very, very well taken care of. Obviously there is something wrong with it, because otherwise it wouldn't be this cheap, and we'll get to that in a second. I've also got 2 keys with it, and they're in good shape, plus the plastic key that you keep in the house. In case you lose the keys, you have a way to copy the blade. And let's see what it says when you try to start it. As you can probably tell, it only has 93,000 miles, which is amazing. And if we try to turn the ignition on, this is the issue here. It says the car is not shifted into park, and it clearly is in park. So if you press the brake and try to start it, I can hear the starter. I think that's what I hear, but nothing happens. Okay, now let's connect the diagnostic tool to it and see what the diagnostic says about what's wrong. Okay, we got that. Audi A6 Premium Plus 2013. Let's see what this is complaining about. Okay, so we have lost communication with TCM. That means transmission control module. Starter relay electric malfunction in circuit. So that means the relay for the starter might not be good. That's the handbrake, comfort system control. All of this stuff needs to be cleared off because there's a lot. The battery was disconnected, so everything is complaining. And the voltage is too low. So let's clear and see what stays. Transmission control module TCM. Lost communication with TCM. So the main thing is that this car does not communicate with the transmission. Now, I've also found something suspicious in here, like this. This is a connector. I think it's from a big connector. I'm not sure. But it has the Audi on it. And it looks like it's been removed from a big connector somewhere. So I'm wondering if somebody worked on this car and didn't put that back. There's a bunch of fuses in here as well. Now, I think the engine doesn't start because of the transmission, because it can't see that the transmission is moved in park. And there might also be a problem with the starter, because you can hear the spinning of the starter, but it doesn't engage. So the solenoid that engages doesn't work. So that means it would start and probably wouldn't work well in gear, but I can hear the starter going, buzzing, but it's not engaging. So there was a code about that. Starter relay electrical malfunction in circuit. So we have to see where the relay is for the starter, which is the first thing we need to see, and maybe we can start the car. If it's that simple, that will make me happy. But of course we have to deal with the transmission as well. But I would like to hear the engine running. Even if the transmission is at fault, I would like to hear the engine running. Now I'm trying to find the relay box, and after Googling, I think it's under here. So the starter relay says it's on the fuse box under the bonnet on the passenger side, but I'm not seeing any fuse box anywhere here. Alright, so from what I saw, the fuse box that I'm looking for, where that relay is under this reservoir, and under there should be the ECU, and under that is the fuse box. I don't know why would they put it that deep when they have a lot of space, but let's take it apart. This is wet. Hopefully none of this got inside, because as you can see it has the blue color. Like, why would you place it under there? People would just pour on it. Hope this is not the issue, but it could very well be. It does look like liquid has leaked in, but they are usually sealed around the edges, so maybe no liquid got in, because it feels like everything is right. Or maybe this is the problem and it's not communicating with the gearbox. I don't know, we'll see. So I found why this was in the car. I think this was here. From what I saw online, this thing was clipped in here. So that means that somebody, yeah, that's where it was. So somebody was here before replacing some fuses, and that tells me that's not the problem, right? I mean, this is what they removed, and they left it removed. So they worked on this. I don't know if they checked. These are the fuses, the relays for the starter. Let's see if they are good or not. Nothing obvious, but I'm going to try and flip their position, because they're the same. They have the same part number, so I'm going to flip their position and see if it's a different symptom. If the car acts in a different way when I try to start it. And if it's just one of them bad, there should be a different symptom now. Okay, now this is not going to fix the problem with the transmission, I'm sure, but I at least want to see the engine running, because the previous owner was telling me that the engine starts sometimes and sometimes it doesn't, but the transmission problem is still a problem, and basically why the car was sold. But when I tried to start the car, I couldn't start it either. So I bought it anyway, but I want to see if the engine will run. And if it does, then we can just focus on the gearbox. So let's try that out. So no, that doesn't work. The same code is still present. Now I want to check if they missed placing any of the fuses back when they worked on here. And there you go. I already found a blown fuse. This would be amazing to fix the car just because some fuses were blown, and whoever worked on this car before didn't check the fuses or something. Imagine how cool that would be. To buy a car for this cheap just because of a fuse. I don't believe it, but you know, it can happen. Another blown fuse. Another 15 amp blown fuse. Two of them blown. What the hell? Why is that? Okay, so 2 blown fuses on that. Let's see. Does that change things? Alright, so that's good news. The engine is turning. It doesn't have enough power to start because the battery is weak, but I think it will start. So let's give it some power. Okay, that 10 volts, so. But you heard it turn, so let's see. This might actually bring it back to life. Fan is going crazy, but I don't know. The engine seems to run okay, and I think it might be misfiring on one cylinder. I'm not sure, but if you look, might be misfiring. I'm not 100% sure on that. I don't understand why the fan is all going like it's crazy, but we have to look under the car and see. Maybe the temperature sensor is disconnected, and I don't know, but it doesn't even show here on this thing. It's just lost communication with the transmission. That's still a problem, and I still cannot shift it out of park, but it doesn't give me any other code here, only TPMS and brakes. Not even a check engine light, so it's something to do with the gearbox. I can't move it into, yeah, and the brakes are losing a little bit of pressure, or there's some error in the lines, because if you hold the brake, the pedal goes down, and that means there's error in the lines, but it doesn't. So the gearbox is the problem. The engine started. Now I don't know exactly. I think it was those fuses, but let's just stop it and check it underneath. Now let's see. Does it start again? It did, and the fan is not going crazy anymore. No, it just started to go crazy again. Yeah, that's an interesting one. The car won't stop. I haven't had that happen. So there's definitely some issues with the wiring. One step forward, I guess. The engine is running. It's not running perfect, but I'm assuming it's because there are some other issues to sort out. And the fan starts in very high speed, and I'm not sure why. We have to investigate that. Maybe there's a temperature sensor or something to do with the wiring, because it seems like the wiring is a little bit off on this car. Something is not right. It's either short circuiting somewhere, or I don't know. We have to lift the car up and check it underneath. This was already disconnected, which is the main connector to the gearbox. But the worst part of it all is that when you move it, there's like a connection making and then connection losing. So listen to this. So something is going bad. I gotta disconnect the battery and check the wiring, because something is really bad inside of this connector. Now I got the battery disconnected, and by the looks of it, this connector is corroded. Now it's good news. We know what the problem is, and hopefully the gearbox is still fine. Maybe the TCM is completely fine, but because it was short-circuiting, the fuse blown and everything stopped working. So when they checked it, they saw this connection and they decided, well, the whole thing is fried and nothing is gonna work and blah, blah, blah. But it could also be just because the wires are still fusing together, and if the wiring is fixed, maybe the fuses have saved the gearbox. So maybe we don't need to work on the gearbox, maybe we just need to work on the wiring a little bit and it might work. You know, positive side. Let's see if that's the case. Okay, so I hope you can see this cross member. It has a few bolts, like 4 bolts on each side. And this cross member might be there to just reinforce everything. So I think we can remove this brace without worrying that anything might fall down. And this way we can check a little bit more and gain more access to the connector and see why and what's going on. Maybe there is some coolant that went into it or something. Oh hell. It's just not that easy. Wow. We'll see if we can do anything about it, but just found the problem. Can you see that? The wires did actually burn together. They got hot and they're short-circuiting. I really hope that the gearbox is fine and the TCM is not fried as well. But if it is, then we have to find another gearbox or another TCM, but in this case I think another gearbox and just swap the TCM because it might be cheaper to do that. But how did this happen, I wonder? Something must have leaked on the connector. Look at this, the wires are melted together. I assume some water or coolant and got them to fuse together, melted the shielding of the wiring and made a mess. Yeah, the whole plug itself is melted inside as well. So we're definitely not gonna reuse this thing. So as you saw, this car might not be that bad after all. Maybe it's just about that connector to the gearbox and then we are good to go. I have to order another connector with some wires to it if I can find that. And then I have to chop off that connector and place the good one in there. And I have to also follow the source. Maybe there is something leaking down the wiring harness and could cause this problem again. I will have to look and see where that goes and how did this happen, because I would like to solve that problem for good. And hopefully the gearbox module is fine, and if it's not fine then we need another gearbox module and it needs to be coded to the car because the VIN number of the gearbox needs to match with the VIN number of the car. I do have somebody that knows how to do that, but yeah, I really like this thing and I'm happy that the engine started. I heard the engine run and that's a win for me. I bought it as a non-runner and I think that's a good starting point. The engine is something I would like to service after the gearbox issue is fixed and after we can drive it a little bit. I'm gonna do the spark plugs, filters, oil change, all of that, just to make sure that this is going well, because as you can see, the dirt that it has on it, probably nobody worked on this for a long time. And I would like it to be in really good condition and then detail the whole thing to the level where somebody could be impressed with this thing again. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and if you enjoy this type of videos, consider subscribing to the channel because there will be more like this to come. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, no, this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits, some loose shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip, you choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift. Oh.